Hello everyone and welcome to the March 2026 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deepika Mistry and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach and a consultant. And for about 6.5 months now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis, and it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if this sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Oh wow, what a start to this month. Wow, the energies, gosh, goodness gracious me. I don't know about you, but I don't know whether I'm coming or whether I'm going. And I really feel that that is the energies. This is the overall energy for this month. Before I dive in fully into sharing the energies for this month, I've got a couple of quick announcements. The first one is the energetic alignment session, which is a group healing meditation journeys. That is taking place on Sunday the 22nd of March at a slightly different time. It is because our clocks in the UK haven't gone forward yet, so it will be 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. UK time and 7 p.m. European time. And it's a very, very much needed theme at the moment, and it's called nervous system recalibration. For more information about that and how to sign up, do go ahead to the link below. The second announcement is if you are looking for some one-to-one support, I do have some availability for a 3-month or a 12-month program. If you're curious to find out more about that, do go ahead to my website and reach out to me via the contact section, and I will get back to you to arrange a discovery call. And then finally, if you haven't already subscribed, please do go ahead and subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below, hit the thumbs up and share it with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your co-workers, as you never know who will need these messages at this time, and every little share and subscribe helps me to grow this channel. So thank you so much. All right, let's dive into the energies for this month. And wow, there are definitely, it's almost like I'm being shown like a scale. The beginning of this month starts off quite disorientating, and many of us are going to be feeling this displacement energy that we're going to be moving through. And then by the end of this month, there is this kind of acceleration and clarity that also comes. So I'm going to start at the beginning of this month because I really feel that it is a follow-on from what I mentioned in the February insights, where we are in this passageway between the old and the new. And January was very much the old, and February's energy was very much this kind of in-between space. And I feel that the beginning of March is also this kind of, I'm not sure whether I'm coming, I'm not sure whether I'm going, I'm not sure whether this is the old, I'm not sure whether this is the new. And there is this kind of sense of confusion in the air, and then there's unsettling feeling. And what is happening is there's this sense of, there's an awareness of things are being reorganized outside of you. And this, I'll speak more about this in the first theme. And the key thing here is that when there'll be uncomfortable new feelings for some of us that will be coming up, the key thing here is to not to suppress it, not to bury it. And that is something that we have been used to doing. But yet if we try and do that this time, what happens, it just bubbles up and then it explodes. So the sensations that we're feeling, we're meant to feel them. And this is why theme 1 from the February insights is so key, and it's called feel your way through. And as you allow yourself to feel your way through, you have the opportunity to really get clarity on what is yours and start taking ownership of your feeling and start exploring it and asking yourself, okay, why am I feeling this feeling? What is this coming from? Where is this coming from? And then you get a sense of clarity of letting go and releasing what is not yours. And if you don't know, you can use your breath work when something feels really overwhelming. You can use your breath and you can use your intentions, as simple as taking in a deep breath in and breathing in the energy of love, kindness and compassion, and holding it in your chest. And sometimes I like to imagine it like a washing machine, so you're swirling it around, and that swirling round sensation picks up all the energies and feelings and sensations that do not belong to you. And then as you exhale, you release them. So you can do that a couple of times. It's actually quite fun, and sometimes you can feel a little bit dizzy because you're actually swirling around a little bit like a washing machine. But I find that's a really good technique to release everything and anything that's not yours and that doesn't belong to you and that no longer serves you, and so that you can really start to own what is yours and start to explore it versus suppressing it and pushing it all down. There is this energy as well this month of empath overload, and I feel many of us are going to be moving through it. And I feel for many empaths, it's not like we have not felt these things before. We have, but we're feeling them at a different level and a different level of intensities. So it's much more of a visceral feeling that we're really, really feeling it in our bodies. I know for me, when I'm sensing things that are in the collective, or where they're at work situations or within conversations that I've had with family members, with friends, I tend to feel them outside of myself. Now though, it's being processed within our bodies. So the other thing I want to note is that for some of us, for a short period of time, or depending on who we are, depending on our purpose and our, who we've come here to be at this time as a soul, as a spirit within the human form, we'll be playing multiple roles. So some of us, we are here to process and feel the collective angst and distortion and the unsettling sensation through our physical bodies. But this is why it's so important to recognize and realize what is yours, what is not yours, so you know what you are processing, even if you are processing something that doesn't belong to you. And this processing can feel really, really visceral to us, and it will show up in many different ways. So some of you may be experiencing this brain fog and this sense of not being able to connect your brain to your mouth. I know sometimes I'm speaking and I'm thinking something and I just cannot find the words and they're not coming out. There can also be this sense of losing a sense of time and this sense of feeling of not being able to get anything done, because there is this overwhelming sense of exhaustion, and yet nothing in your day-to-day life has changed. It's not the food that you eat, it's not the sleep. You're just overwhelmed with exhaustion, and it stops you from being able to do anything. So that may be the signs or clues of, okay, is there something that I'm processing that I need to move and clear through my body? So this is great to kind of be more and more aware of this empath overload energy. And things that can help is to notice them without judgment. I think that is a key thing. We're so quick to judge ourselves. So I think this is another sense of expansion that is also happening this month that kind of links into this theme. So as we expand, we get to discover and connect and reintegrate with parts of ourselves that are in different levels of consciousness, I want to say. So the more that we allow ourselves to keep moving through this, the more that we allow ourselves to come into our heart center, the more that we move our body, and the more that we create little moments of joy. And that joy could be anything from giving yourself some time out and sitting in peace and quiet and switching off your phone. And for me, that works so well because I pick up so many different types of energies to the phone. And I have noticed I do have a slight addiction. So actually switching the phone off and, separating myself from the phone really, really helps me to create this space around me. Or joy could be going to get a massage, giving yourself a hug, giving a loved one a hug, spending some time with your children, your pets. It could be anything, whatever gives you joy. And the other thing for me is eating chocolate when I should not be eating chocolate at the moment. So yeah, so do what feels good for you, and only you know what brings you the greatest joy. And as I said, we are heading into another sense of expansion in our psychic senses, in our awareness, into new levels of consciousness. And I feel that that is going to occur and start to occur around the 26th and the 28th of March. Before that, there is, I think I mentioned in the January insights that March feels like it's going to be on lightning speed. So I feel that many of us may have experienced this kind of slow start. Yes, things are moving fast, but things maybe in our personal life or personal projects may not be moving fast, or they are, or we're finding ourselves pulling ourselves back. From the 20th of March, there is this real amazing sensation. There is a clarity. I get this sense where the fog is lifting, where things were once stuck. So for me, my book has been stuck, but I've been told by the guides it's like it will move forward. We're also in Mercury retrograde at the moment, so that just means we have just clear up and tidy up old business and stuff before the new takes form and moving forward with it. But the key thing about this energy from the 20th of March onwards, and the way that it will help us with this sense of, because there is this sense of acceleration, and the key thing is not to get burned out by this acceleration, is to come, it's not to come, but it's to become, it's to become more aware of your energy. And energy is the new currency. So what is your energy? What does your energy feel like? And allow yourself to come more in alignment with more of your energy. And as you do this, things will start to move forward. Things that were once stuck will start to propel forward. And I hope this is true for me too. So it really is this sense of go time from the 20th of March onwards. And it makes sense because it's also the spring equinox and things are going to start to bloom and move forward. And I feel that this crunchy sensation that there has been at the beginning of this month is we're still processing in that passageway that I mentioned in the February insight. We're in the passageway between the old and the new, where January felt like the old and March feels like the new, but I feel the new is going to come towards the end of the month, and we're still in this kind of flip-flopping between the old and the new at the moment. All right, before I dive into the themes for this month, I've got an overall message from the guides, and they go: we would like to remind you that you are more powerful than you have been led to believe. Your power resides within you, not outside of you. So we say, go within yourself. Connect with the golden white luminescent light codes of ancient cosmic times. Let it come online and activate the dormant wisdom within you. The knowing, the all-seeing eye, the connection to oneness. It is time now for you to wake up and rise. This is your time. You are the love and the light that you have been seeking. So it's a really, really beautiful and empowering message for each and every one of us. And I feel like these times we can feel like we are powerless, but actually we are more powerful than we have been led to believe, which is what this message is saying. And we can find that within ourselves. And one of the themes this month is there are so many new energies which I feel is going to start to come online and be activating through us in our physical form at the end of March. So it's really, really exciting, but it's also very, very overwhelming because there's so much that is going on in this world. And then I also wanted to quickly share, before I do a quick recap of the February themes, is that if you're looking for additional guidance and you're wondering, oh, who can I go and seek and follow if you're not getting everything that you need from this, do go ahead and check out Pam Gregory. She does incredibly amazing astrology. She is so crystal clear in her delivery and her messages. She does amazing kind of guest interviews as well, and when they overlap their insights, and it just gives such a there's such fullness and so much, it's so rich in information. So it's worth checking out her YouTube channel. It's also worth checking out Lee Harris and his work. He does monthly updates as well, and they're extraordinary. He brings in more of the collective energy as well, so he really speaks to that so well. And then the other person that I really love is Ann Tucker. She does a channel message once a week on a Friday, and then she goes through it in a live group session as well. So do check them out. They're all sharing information of what's to come. So if you are feeling a little fearful, a little bit uncertain, and you feel a little bit more comfort of knowing what is coming, do go and check them out. And as much as we know what is coming, as much as I've also known what is coming, it doesn't stop us from processing and feeling the feels when the feelings arise. So know that we have to actively move through it versus dissociating or checking out and thinking it's something way out in advance. It's actually happening now, and we need to move through it. Okay, and then one last final thing is that you may also be feeling this undercurrent energy that feels very similar to the energy that many of us experienced in 2020. There is something that is yet to be fully revealed to us, but as more truths come up to the surface, there is this sensation and a feeling that feels like there's an undercurrent. So it might give some of us the ick to a certain degree. There's like an icky sensation to it. And what I have noticed and what the guide said is not to fear it, to notice it and become aware of it. It is icky, it is sticky, and to know that it is coming to the light, and we have more light on our planet right now. We have more people that are awake right now than there were in 2020, and more people are waking up faster and faster and faster. All of this is also causing the acceleration, and you know, what will be revealed, and it's happening at lightning speed. All right, before I dive into the first theme this month, let's do a quick recap of the themes for February, and they were: feel your way through, still very, very relevant for this month; become the lighthouse; fire horse energy; and waves of awakening. Again, every single one of them, I still feel that they're going to be playing out till about the 20th of March. So if you haven't watched it, do go back and watch it. I feel that it will give you some guidance, and it also will give you healing to help you to navigate these times. All right, with that, let's dive into the first theme for this month. And this theme is called energetic reorganization. And the guides go: you are moving through a time and space of energetic reorganization. What you once knew now no longer exists. Who you once were is fading. We ask you not to fear this transition. It is by design, your soul's design. We ask that you trust and surrender, allowing yourself to reconnect with the streams of consciousness from the beings of light, and let the remembering begin. Hold the space, stand tall and strong. Receive the light, emanating the frequency of love. Become who you have come here to be. It is time. It is your time to be you. So, yeah, I get this sense. It's so many different things. So the way I'm going to describe this, there's a couple of different ways to describe it. But the first one is, think about what we're going through at the moment is birth. A rebirth. So think about a baby being in the womb, very, very comfortable in the womb. It's all in the darkness. It's a confined space. Then all of a sudden, it is birthed into this world. And you know, babies are mostly curled up, and they stay in this kind of fetal position for the, first couple of days or first couple of weeks in that position. And then eventually they start to stretch out their body and then realize they've got this extra space that they didn't have in the womb. So we are literally coming out of the other end of the birth canal. So some of us are already popped out and feeling this new sensation of, oh my God, I'm not familiar with this space. This doesn't feel comfortable. This is uncomfortable. And then some of us are in the birth canal, and some of us are starting our process and moving through the birth canal. So think about it like this. This is what the energetic reorganization is. There is, and the other way, so that's one way of kind of explaining it. The other way of explaining it, and you can look at it at different pieces of puzzle. Think about reorganizing your house, but then you realize actually you've got 5 other rooms in your house that you didn't even know that you had, and actually your house is not a house, it's a castle. So there is this kind of greater sense of awareness. So there's a whole reorganization of your senses that is also going on. The other way to look at this, and I like this way, think about it this way. Think about that you have been operating in a square box. And in that square box, you were limited to what you can think, what you can feel, what you can do, and who you could be, right? And what has happened, if you think about the outer edges of the box, as the veil has significantly thinned, and it's almost like it's non-existent at the moment. The veil has thinned so much that there's new light that is coming through. So what is happening is things that were once in the box is now popping outside the box. And for some of us that are having really, really fast awakenings, we're kind of being picked up out of the box and chucked outside of the box into this whole new space. So again, think about labor and think about the baby being born into this world. It's almost like that safety box is being removed, and that can make us feel confused. It can be very, very destabilizing. It could also be very, very unsettling. There's a sense of distortion, and you know, many of us are going to freak out because it's completely new to us, and for some of us who are not aware, it's going to be very, very unexpected. And there are going to be a couple of different reactions. The first reaction would be to like, oh my God, I'm coming out the birth canal. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. You hold on tightly, hold on tightly. And then you realize, and this is very much the image that I've just got here, is the time when I was on a whitewater raft and I was trying to hold on to the raft, but the rapid just takes you. And no matter how hard you try to hold on, the harder you hold on, the more you hurt yourself, and you're going to fall off anyway. So you might as well let go and go into the rapid and let the rapid chuck you back out again, versus trying to hold on for dear life on the actual rapid. But it's that moment of realization that no matter how hard you try, you can't hold on, and then you freak out. And then when you freak out, you realize, and then you're like, okay, I need to squeeze myself back into the box. And when you try to squeeze yourself back in the box, you realize, oh my goodness, I cannot squeeze myself in the box. I can't find the outlines of the box. So yeah, so there's going to be different levels of this. So the key thing here is to be so super kind and compassionate and loving towards yourself. We have all moved through this. We are all moving through this, and many of us have already moved through this. We're actually being birthed into a new world. So even myself, there's a whole new level of expansion that I've even noticed my senses expanding, and it is kind of freaking me out a little bit. And it's like, oh my goodness, I'd rather not have those expanded sense of awareness. I'd rather stay in the box of, this is how my intuition works, this is how my senses work. But no, we're getting kicked out. We're all getting kicked out in many different levels, in many different ways. And that can feel very, very destabilizing, because it is also moving very, very, very fast. And our natural tendency is, when something is moving fast, is to slam on the brakes and try to control it. But this won't work. The way, because that is the old mechanism, that's the old operating system of how to kind of control something. And this is about allowing yourself to move with the flow. What you can do is slow down. And the way to slow it down is think about music. And those of you that are musicians here, you will know that you can play half-beat notes, and you can play the half-beat notes, but you can stretch the timing out. So it's like stretch the timing out, so it's a full beat note, but it still sounds like a half-beat note, but you've actually stretched the music, but you're still on time. It's a really weird sensation, but those of you that are musicians will know what I'm talking about. But there's a way that you can really stretch things out. And for those of you that are not musician, is number one, become really, really mindful of all the ways in which you are planning or strategizing through your mind for a particular outcome. To notice that. I think there's a real piece here about really starting to be honest with yourself. What are you trying to strategize? What are you trying to plan? Because that, you're still in that controlling state versus a flow state. So when you're in that controlling state, again, you're trying to hold on to the whitewater raft really, really, really tightly, and you're going to be kicked out anyway, so you might as well let go. So the key way of moving through this is to, slow down, go into your heart center and feel what is coming up for you, and allow yourself to hold space, and try not to fill that space. And I think some of us do tend to fill up the space because we want to keep ourselves distracted, but that's just going to aggravate us even more and stop us from moving forward and getting, stretching out our limbs like the baby does when it realizes, okay, I'm no longer in the womb anymore. Oh, hang on a second, I can kick my leg this way. Oh, I can kick it a little bit further, or I can stretch my arm a little bit further. So allow yourself that, and allow yourself to bring joy into that process as well. And things that can help with this kind of unsettling and distorted feelings, so some of us, it will be spending time with people that we love and care about, because that will give us, as humans, we can recalibrate our nervous system by being around other people that have got more steadier nervous systems. So some of us will need that. Sometimes that can be too overwhelming for us. So a walk in nature will be great, or working with water, and that could be showing up in different ways. So for me, it's specifically swimming. So with swimming, I get a combination of everything. So as I swim, I am moving my body. I am obviously doing breath work in there because of my breathing has to change, and I'm having to be more conscious of my breath as I move my body. And then I am also getting some sound healing, because the bubbles to me in the water when you're blowing out, that is really very much like sound healing. and just being held in water, I feel safe and I feel supported, so I do not feel alone. So that really works for me. So find what works for you, find what makes you feel that sense of safety while everything is being reorganized, and you'll find a greater sense of self within yourself as you go through this process. And it's so important to find what works for your human, and look after your mind, your body, and feed your heart. And ask your heart, what does it need? What do I need to give you? What do I need to feed you? And through this process, stay open to learning and trust your senses. These two things are key that will help us to kind of navigate our way through this energetic reorganization, because a lot of it's still happening in the energetic spaces before it starts to land. But some of us will start to feel some of this stuff landing, and some of us is yet to land, because depending on where we are in this process. So yeah, very, very, very interesting times. All right, let's move on to the second theme for this month. And the second theme is called Become the Witness. And the guides go: as you move through these times of great evolutionary change on every single level, cosmic, collective, individual, and earth, we ask that you become the witness. Notice your thoughts and stories. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice your heart. Is it closed? Is it open? How does it feel? Notice the electrical noise. Notice the energetic static. As you become the witness, you step into your sovereignty. Using your discernment, you get to choose. This is not dissociation. Stay connected to your human form. Stay present in this moment. Here lies the key to your creation. So I feel this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guidance of how to be the witness, what to do to become the witness. And there's a real difference between as you become the witness of all the things that are happening within you and outside of you, you'll be more easily able to use your discernment. And the key thing here, this is not dissociation, and it's to stay connected to your human form. So I feel for many of us in the coming months, we are going to feel like we want to check out. We want to, don't want to feel what we're kind of feeling. And that's why it's so important to feel your way through using your discernment, so you get a real clarity of what is your energy and what is not your energy. Many of us empaths, and I know even me that knows about this, does this work, helps other people with it. Even I have my moments, and I would say, like, with everything that is going on with the conflicts in the world and where it's happening, I have loved ones there. So I felt my own feelings. I could feel them. I could feel what was happening on the land. I can feel everything else on there. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is so overwhelming. And it didn't go away overnight. I had to sit with it. I had to hold it and really. And sometimes when something is overwhelming like that, there's a part of us that is feeling something. So I had to kind of filter through, recognize, okay, this isn't mine. This is coming from there. And yet I'm still feeling it. That is okay. Da 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 da. And then I got to a point where, okay, this bit is mine. All right, what is it asking me to do? What is it showing me about me? And therefore, and what is it kind of, and then it's also quite difficult for many of us, we're feeling things at a whole new level, as if that we're not separate from one another. So it can feel very, 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 very overwhelming and very, very uncomfortable, especially with the energy of fear. And I'll come to that in a second, because the other thing I really want to say here is that we are really, really in this process of change. We're not starting the change, we're actually in it. And what the guides also added and said to me here was that the change isn't happening to you. You are in the change. You are the change, and you are becoming the change that you are creating in this world. So there's a lot packed in there. So that's why it's so important to become the witness, because the witness can help us to kind of discern what is ours, what is not ours, and allow us to kind of move through it. And it is a balancing act. And I think I'm going to repeat myself here again, but is to be really mindful that you are not checking out or dissociating from your body. And that's why this feeling, and I think I mentioned it in the other one, is a very visceral feeling. So you will feel it through your body, and notice your mind and notice your monkey mind and how that also reacts. So here we go. So I've got here, the mind is going to make a lot of noise. So notice that, hold space for it and be kind and compassionate to your mind. And the level of fear will increase. There'll be fluctuations on it, but it is being pumped out, like it's just being pumped out in the collective. So the key thing here is to own your own fear and feel them. Release what is not yours. Ask, and if it is your own fear, ask it what it needs. Meet it with love, meet it with kindness, meet it with compassion. Do not push it down. Allow yourself to feel it, because when you allow yourself to feel it, it kind of moves its way through and it gets a chance to express itself. And once it's been heard, once it's been witnessed, it almost like it just dissolves. So there's nothing that you need to do but to witness it. And then that's the healing that happens in the witnessing. As I said, this is a balancing act. So some of us will get so caught up in it and will be vomiting and projecting all sorts of energies and dynamics outside of us. And if you then notice that you have done that after the fact, do not shame yourself. Do not judge yourself. Just recognize it. Bring kindness and compassion to yourself in those moments, and notice that there was a part of you that was reacting. And sometimes you realizing, oh, actually, I'm more empathic than I thought I was. Actually, a lot of this I'm feeling for the collective. And it is our consciousness, and it's when we become conscious of it and then we're able to step back from it, that's when we can choose different ways of being. Until that point, we're constantly judging and shaming ourselves for our reaction and our behavior, or others' reactions and others' behavior. We're not going to be able to change anything. We're still stuck in this repetitive cycle. So it's to become conscious of it. And then when you become conscious of it, you're expanding your sense of awareness. When you expand your sense of awareness, you get to know yourself better from the inside out, and other aspects of yourself that is wider than the self that you know at this point. So there are so many different things that is going on, and become the witness is such a powerful tool at this point in time. All right, let's move on to the third theme this month. And the third theme is, oh gosh, I feel this is very much needed for all of us, but it's different in the way that I've received this information. So let's see how this lands with you. It's called nervous system recalibration. And as I read this out, you may wish to close your eyes, because I feel there's a healing that is also given in these messages from the guides. And the guides go: take a deep breath in from the soles of your feet. Imagine the energy of earth moving up into your heart center. Hold it, feel it, the love, the warmth, the nourishment. This is yours to keep. Now exhale, releasing the fear, the judgment, and all that doesn't belong to you, and all that does not serve you. Take a deep breath in from the top of your head. Imagine the energy of the cosmos moving down into your heart center. Hold it, feel it, the love, the light, the expansion. This is yours to keep. Now exhale, releasing the mind-made limitations, as your human is being recalibrated, integrating the ancient earth wisdom and the cosmic light codes. So there is so much that is going on with this theme and this message at the moment, and there's so many different levels of this. And I feel, I'm just trying to think, where do I start with this? Okay, let's start on the human level. I feel that many of us, our nervous systems are going to be out of whack, or are out of whack, or we're trying to recalibrate it. So do what you need to do to seek the support that you need to help you to recalibrate your nervous system. Many of us will have a greater awareness of our fight and flight sensation and the freeze and the shutdown. and we might be feeling stuck in those sensations and not knowing what to do. And so this is, you'll get a greater awareness of it, and celebrate that awareness, because once you have that awareness, you can then get the help that you need to get to be able to help you to regulate your nervous system, so that you can find this sense of safety within yourself. So that is happening on a human level, and that is being recalibrated and being brought up to the surface. What this message here is referring to is an image that I got, and I think I mentioned this in last month's Insight, and I described the image, and I'm going to describe it in a different way because I've got a little bit more information about it. So back in October 2024, when I first started channeling the guides, well, bringing through the information for the guides in a different way than I have done for many years, they showed me this image. It's the most beautiful image, where the human body is the conduit, the conductor, and the human nervous system is the key. And the way that this was shown to me is to imagine that the human body is a tree, that the arms are the arms and the fingers are the branches of the tree, and the legs and the toes are the legs, the toes, and the feet are the roots of the tree. So the tree is connected to the earth, so the roots of the tree is connected to the earth. And if you then imagine that the roots of the tree is the earth's nervous system, and then we as humans have our own nervous system, and then the branches of the tree reaches out into the cosmos and connects to this cosmic nervous system. So you've got this web of interconnection. So what I feel is happening is that nervous system recalibration is that our bodies are going to be receiving more information from the earth. So like wisdom from the earth that we have hidden from times before for this time. And it's going to be coming up into our bodies. And then also we're beginning getting some more cosmic energy, the light codes that are coming through. So then that is going to be recalibrating our nervous system. And then on top of that, we've got everything else that is going on in the world, all the shifts and changes that are happening, and things not feeling safe in the world that what was once safe now no longer is safe. So you've got all of this happening at the same time. But just know this, is that there is this mass recalibration that is going on that is creating a brand new web of light, where our nervous system is interconnected to the earth, and is interconnected with the cosmos, and is interconnected through us, through our nervous system. So, and this will move like waves of water. And I feel that when we talk about what is the new world going to look like, what is the new earth, we are actually in that process of creating it, and this is part of the structure where everything is connected to everything else. Because if you imagine the trees, and we as humans are the trees, and we're holding hands with each and every human being, and then the roots of the trees for each of us then connect to each other's roots, and then our branches connect up to the cosmos. So it becomes this whole interconnected web. It's such a beautiful image. And it's some information I think I got towards the end of February, which I shared with the monthly group sessions that I have with the group there. So this is the thing, do not underestimate the power that is within yourself, and what you are creating just by being you and coming into alignment with who you truly are. And I feel all of these messages is kind of guiding us to this. And I feel that if anything, if you can remember, if I wish I can show you my really crappy drawing here, maybe I might try and just do a screenshot and share it with you guys. But it's a funny drawing of different trees connected to each other, and the branches of the trees connected to one another as well. So yeah, there's a mass recalibration that is happening at the moment. So be easy on yourself. There is a lot that is going on. All right, let's move on to the fourth and final theme for this month. And this theme is called Ancient Earth Awakening. And the guides go, the land you stand upon carries a wisdom that is awakening through the waves of change, shaking free of the shackles that once bound the free-flowing energy of your soul. It is divine in nature. It carries the codes of the awakened masculine and feminine, that have been hidden for these times. Your mind cannot fathom this truth, yet your heart knows. It feels and recognizes the drums of ancient times, a remembering in your bones, a knowing of your soul. The time has come to sing and dance to the song of your soul. So I feel that this is very, very relevant towards the end of March going into April. And I think many of us will be feeling this. And I know I've been having dreams about this, about ancient technologies, ancient codes, ancient books, and so many of us will be having those types of experience, and some of us will be having more awakened experience of that in that. And I know I've seen it in the healing energy work that I do with my clients as well. So a lot of this is starting to happen, but happening in different levels and different ways. To me, what I've been shown with this message is that as the earth moves through and awakens, there's a lot of things that are happening with the earth at the moment. If you've been aware and keeping tabs of it, there's been many more earthquakes, there's been many more volcanoes erupting, and many of us can feel this unsettling feeling that's not coming through the noise that's being made in the collective, but that unsettling feeling that is coming from beneath our feet, from the earth. And what I've been shown here is that as this earth starts to shift and change and move, it dislodges what has been hidden. And so for some of us, there is this sense of, maybe for some of us, we've hidden something in the land from a past life, maybe some of the ancient wisdom or ancestral wisdom that cannot be activated until this time has been hidden in the land, and that's coming up to the forefront. Maybe there's like galactic memories and technologies that's been in the land, or just being able to connect with different aspects and elements of ourselves, or the elementals. That's all kind of coming online. So as this earth shifts and changes, it kind of creates a crack for what's been buried and hidden to kind of come up to the surface so that we can reconnect with it. So there are so many different things that are going on at this point in time, and I feel many more of us are going to be discovering new aspects of ourselves, new parts of ourselves. And it goes back to I think it is theme 1 that I mentioned about, which is the energetic reorganization, about the box. And we're going further, though there may be some lines of the box that still exist and still slightly visible, but almost like it's disappearing a little bit. We're going further and further away from the box, that we no longer see the box, and we see everything and nothing all at once. So yeah, and I feel that many more of us, and I know I've mentioned this already at the beginning, many more of us will be having these experiences in our dreams, where we'll be revisiting places in different dimensions, in different realms, in different realities, maybe different parts of the world, connecting with people that we don't know, and then we may meet them in real life and like, oh, hang on a second, I know you. And then you realize, oh gosh, that was their energy in the dream. So there's so many different things that are happening at the moment in the dream, and many more of us will be clearing things in our dream, which is helping to clear the karma of the earth, clear the karma of the collective, clear our own karma. So we may be processing a lot of the stuff in our dream state. So be gentle with yourself and make sure you do keep a dream diary. So yeah, this is all part of the reorganization, and we are absolutely in it right now. This is no longer that kind of feeling that we were having, I think, last year, which was like, we can feel something's coming, there's little things happening here and there. It is now starting to form. The formless is now coming into form, and we're now seeing it playing out within ourselves, in the collective, and at a much wider level. So be super gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind and compassionate to yourself and others, and really drop into your heart center as much as you possibly can, and feel that love within yourself, and allow yourself to emanate that love out, and be mindful of your mind, and be gentle with your mind, because it is going to react, it's going to want to control, and the best thing is to hold space for it, and with absolute love, kindness and compassion. So with that, I hope these insights have helped you and you have found them useful. Please do let me know how you are feeling and what is showing up for you. and if anything resonates as well. But otherwise, if you have enjoyed watching these insights, please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Again, comment below, hit the thumbs up and share it with your friends, your family, your co-workers, whoever you may feel will resonate with this or might find this useful. And then if you're needing some extra support, do come and join us for our group healing meditation journeys. Again, that's taking place on Sunday the 22nd of March, and it is at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. European time. Our clocks in the UK haven't gone forward yet, so then that's the reason why there's a slight time difference, but we'll be back to normal in April. And the theme this month is called Nervous System Recalibration, and you can find the details for that below. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for being here. Take care of yourself, and I will see you hopefully a little bit earlier next month. Take care now, and bye-bye.